This is an article about the gas prices and the oil prices in the Middle East. This is concerning Israel, and this is from the International Business Times. The oil complex is starting the week cautiously firm as the fighting between Israel and Hamas continues for another day. Both sides are continuing to lob missiles at each other with the possibility of ground force activity, as Israel has called up thousands of reservists. As this part of the Middle East is not an oil-producing area, the current activity has not resulted in any loss of the supply in oil. But the instability of the region is growing from the current activity, along with the situation in Syria with the new acts of terrorism, and this has been seen as its civil war spreading outside the borders. If the uncertainty and instability spreads to the southern part or the oil-producing part of the Middle East, it could certainly result in a supply disruption, and then it's going to increase the oil prices, which is the last thing the global economy needs right now. At this moment, the market is building a modest risk premium into the price of oil, even though the oil is well supplied. There is no shortage of oil anywhere in the world as the supply continues to outstrip the demand. The demand has been suppressed by the slowing of the global economy and likely to continue to remain under pressure, as it does not look like the global economy is ready for the growth spurt anytime soon. But on the macroeconomic data that has been released from the corners of the world in the last month or so, even China, the main economic and oil consumption growth engine of the world, does not look like it's ready for any major resurgence in the short to even medium term. In fact, the latest China reports is that China is only expected to increase about 400,000 barrels per day in its oil consumption in 2013, and this was versus 2012. With the total non-OPEC supply expected to increase by about 1.2 million barrels per day, China is not going to be able to reverse the evolving trend of supply outstripping demand all by itself. For now, the firming oil prices is primarily being driven by the evolving situation in the Middle East and the perception that it could ultimately lead to a supply disruption at some point down the road. There is currently no shortage of any oil in any place in the world. Thus, the current fundamentalists are biased to the bearish side. On the demand side of the equation, there is no reason to believe that there will be a surge in oil demand anytime soon, as the major economies of the world, US, Europe, Japan, China, are going anywhere. So just for now, the world is just concerned about what the prices are going to be because of the war in the Middle East. But as far as they can tell, there's not going to be a shortage of oil. It's just going to be with the instability in the Middle East. We don't know how much the oil prices are going to go up. They're guessing it could go anywhere to $4 a barrel, which is about a 70% increase from where it is today. So only time will tell what the oil price is going to be just because of the war going on right now.